Hello, folks. Today is Thursday, May 8th, and I am Laura at. Maybe I should pull it back. What do you think? I'm always in your face. I am Laura at Lauratalksofter, and I am on day 38 of my daily weigh in that I decided to do on April 1st. Maybe I pranked myself. No, I'm kind of joking about that. No, it came to me that I needed to be more mindful of the choices I am making when I'm eating. And this is a decades long process of revelation that I cannot eat a little bit of sweets at this point in my life. So anyway, I've made many, many videos and I've talked about it. And I also have other videos on my channel. And so it's not weight loss that I'm really necessarily seeking, though I think it will be a side effect of better choices when I'm eating. So I do not have any end goal of, oh, I need to get the weight off so I can go to a wedding, or I need to get the weight off because we're having some kind of get together and I want to look good, or, that kind of stuff. I just want to make better choices when I'm eating, and staying away from the sweets and treats because of the way I eat them is for me a better choice. And by weighing in every day, I have found for the past 38 days, when I'm sitting here and kind of thinking like, oh, something sounds good, but I know I already ate. I'm eating my 3 meals a day, and I don't think overeating. I have done different programs for a long time, so I kind of know about portion controls. I kind of know like maybe more than the average person about it, because I am one that has weighed and measured food with different programs. So you get kind of an eyeball for it. But sometimes your eyeballs, can grow bigger. But in my case, I know that's not the case, because I put my food for the main part on a actually smaller plate. Because plates are some plates are big, and so the plates I use aren't as big. And a lot of veggies, a lot of healthy kind of foods. I re-added kimchi back in my diet, which I know has sodium. But I think the gut health stuff is so important. It was kind of funny. I decided to kind of eliminate it because I know I retain water. And then I am following another vlogger, and she's mentioning kimchi and the fermented foods and how good it's for gut health. And I thought, you know what? I don't put table salt on my food. I don't eat a lot of processed foods at all. And it's not saying that oh, you're a criminal if you eat processed foods, and oh my God, that's terrible. I mean, it's just, I am retired, and I feel that I have the time to cook something fresh. I know when I worked and I, had to run and grab food real quick and all that, it makes a difference on the choices that you eat. And when you're working and you're doing stuff, or you're not getting enough sleep, or, you're stressed out, which defines a good portion of my adult life, you grab foods, or I got to speak for I grabbed foods that were, kind of, a lot of them were made by Hostess, whoever makes Hostess. That's what I would go for. Or sweets. I think it's that quick energy pickup. I was never a coffee drinker, but the sugar acted the same way, I think, of speeding me up. But coffee, I think, probably would have been a better choice. Anyway, I had eliminated coffee a little while back, and then I've added it again. I never have been a lifelong coffee drinker, just started it a few years ago, just a little bit. And then I thought, well, maybe I shouldn't, because I do have a generalized anxiety disorder. And I thought maybe the caffeine isn't good. And I know I can't drink anymore any type of Dr. Pepper product because of the caffeine or something. I feel like I'm going to be hanging upside down on the ceiling or something. But plus I found myself really liking it, liking the flavor of Diet Dr. Pepper. And I thought, when I really, really like something, the taste of it, I need to really avoid it because I will overdo it. But Yeah, so I have one that tends to overdo things. And so, by the grace of God, thank God, I never became addicted to or overuse really in my adult life, alcohol or tobacco products or, you know, drugs that are legal, non legal, all that. My choice was sugary treats, and nobody generally goes in and has anybody giving them an issue if they're buying candy bars or looking at you funny, but, your body does show it, and fortunately, I think I've been pretty active my whole life that my calorie consumption throughout the decades, I should be weighing a lot more because I know there's people who eat a lot less than I have had in the past, and they're very, very heavy. Where I am still in the obese category and moving to overweight. I have a video on that. I don't know if I'll ever be a normal weight, but I'm not going to say it's not going to happen. It's just that I know that the pounds it takes for me to be normal weight for my height, when you're just looking at straight BMI and not bone weight and muscle weight and all that kind of stuff, that it was never something. I was like pretty close in high school. I was within that like normal weight for high school, even though I thought I was overweight. But since then, since adulthood, I have not been anywhere. I've been 20 pounds away from a normal weight, and that took a lot of struggle to maintain. So I'd like to get to that weight, which is 165 pounds, and I am 5'4". But people will say, like, you don't look, as heavy as you look. That's been throughout my life. And I did have a testing done a few years back, well, before COVID and all that, to try to figure out what a good weight would be. And it was some type of device they used, and they could tell what your muscle mass and where your muscles were in your bone and all that stuff. And then they came up with a weight, and I have to look for that paperwork. I don't even know. I might have thrown it away in frustration because I didn't even make that weight. But I'm pretty sure it was like 155 pounds. That's what I'm thinking it was, because I thought it was still a thought, like, I can do this, And so, but the 140 and less, I don't think so, honestly. And I don't know if I would want to, really, because it's not just about like a number on a scale. You have to feel good at whatever weight. I feel good right now. I feel good. And I'm at today 182.2 pounds on both my scales that I use. I have two scales because I moved in with my mom, my husband and I, to help her out with her. She takes care of herself, but to take care of that stuff she can't take care of, kind of thing, and to make sure that she doesn't fall or hurt herself, and she shouldn't have to be trying to cook and all that kind of stuff. So I cook for her and manage her stuff. But so that's had its own challenges, because it's not easy as an adult to move back home. But this was the best alternative for what the options were. And so today I have a busy day of the garbage cans come in and from outside, because yesterday was garbage day. They haven't come yet. They might be outside. Last night, I was getting ready to go to bed, and I forgot to ask my husband because he already left to work. I know it was not fireworks. This time it was rapid gunfire, and it was close. And I know yesterday, I don't know if it was early evening or afternoon, I read through the community page that there was somebody shooting at a group of girls, but it was like on the other side of town. And I know the day before, it sounds like a little bit farther away, there was some shots fired at a gas station where they were saying it was an AR, whatever, I think AR, automatic rifle, whatever that is. And the police had been out there and had found, like, they had the little tags and had so many bullets had been fired. And one or two people were hit, but not critically wounded type thing. But it's like, the street that my mom lives on, people do go by, and they go down the street to a kind of area that attracts a little bit of negativity. And so I heard that and I thought, are they heading that way? Is it coming from that way? And it just like, even as I'm sitting here and I'm next to these windows, it's just disturbing because people have had, the bullets. I don't know if I can say bullets on YouTube. There's some words you can't say on YouTube or they don't like, but those things that come out of those pow-pows hit, their house. And it's like, if something's hitting your house and coming through your window, or depending upon how your house is made, this is just, nuts. And I know it's, has happened for decades in some communities. And it's just very disheartening to see it happening, I guess, more so like just in broad daylight. And it doesn't matter. It's not making any sense who's being necessarily targeted, a group of girls hanging out, But then I did read that yesterday some ex-girlfriend of a guy went to his house and started, firing at it. So our young ladies and young men are both resorting to some violent measures. So, yeah, I think it's just the state of overwhelm that we live in, and that is how some people manage, and it's really sad. But anyway, my state of overwhelm, I just tend to have in the past go to the store and buy a lot of Hostess products. But anyway, this is 11 minutes long. This is way too long. If you watch, thank you so much. And if you caught a little bit or whatever, I hope you subscribe and give me encouraging words, and I can give you encouraging words. And I appreciate the comments. And if I don't appreciate a comment, I just kind of like remove it and have learned how to block it so I'll never see you again type thing. But anyway, my name is Laura at Lauratalksofter, and I am not looking for like-minded people, but kind people. You don't have to think like me. You don't have to think that it's too smart of an idea to step on the scale every day because, for the most part, I would say you got a good point, but I know why it works for me. But anyway, peace, hope, and love. Take care.